Steve and I have a 2022 Toyota Tacoma here in the garage, and it has a 3.5 in it, V6, and we're getting ready to do an oil change on it. We'll show you what's involved in doing it.
We're going to start doing the oil change. We're going to take our oil cap off, and this thing takes the 0W20 motor oil. It says on the cap right there. So we got a tiny little oil pan here. It's got a 14 millimeter oil plug on it. So crack that loose. Got the plastic drain plug gasket, you can see. It was a little hot with it. Very thin, that's why it's splashing the 020.
We're going to let this drain down. We'll be back in a minute.
We got our gasket on our plug, it's good. We're going to stick it back in here, and we're going to remove the skid plate to get the oil filter. Tighten this up. Okay. We checked our gasket. It's in good condition. Just going to dry everything down here. Oil kind of splattered because it was hot. Now the skid plate's got to come down. All right, we got a 12 millimeter.
It's kind of loud, huh?
Okay. We got some up here that we got to take off. Let's see here.
Looks like there's a hook up there. One side's down. There's a hole right there at the little hook there. Right there you go.
Okay, cool. That's cool. They got these little hooks right here. There's one here and there's one over here.
Yeah.
And you can hook the shield and it'll help you hang it so we can catch these back two ones. We're going to never seize all these bolts. This is going to be something that's going to constantly come down. And here's our oil filter right here. Okay, so we got a special oil filter wrench here for the Toyotas. Sometimes these things are super tight. Sometimes they're not.
That one came out pretty easy.
Okay, got my bucket under there.
It's the Ralph was the problem child. These are a pain to work on.
It's going to turn down. It's got the paper cartridge filter in there. Alright, it's going to make a mess as usual. Of course. Of course.
A mess. You know what? I can't stand these plastic housings. My key even has one out.
So we're going to pop the filter out. And it just slides up and out. And we're going to change the O-ring on the housing here. Got our new oil filter here. And we're only using the outside O-ring. We don't have to change the cap on the inside. So get this opened up here. Here's our whole oil. Okay, so let's get a pick. We're going to pull this O-ring off here. Make sure you put it in the right spot. It's just below where the threads are.
Be a groove for it.
Yeah, and the paper cartridge can go in either way. Just slide that down onto it and it sits in place. Let's get the pick for that. Let's a little pick. Pull it up. Pull it off. Got a new one, match it up, same size. I like to roll it right into the groove and then just work it around. Okay. All right. So we got this all set. We're gonna go slide this back up into the housing. Get the ratchet set up. it's only supposed to be 25 pounds torque. So that means don't kill it.
Yeah, you'll never get
That's
it off. Or you'll crack it.
They're a bitch to get off sometimes. All right, let's dry everything down. Gotta get everything cleaned off. I'm just gonna spray it with just a little brake clean to get it clean and dry. Wipe everything down. It kind of makes a mess, you know. Not a real clean, you know, removal. So we're gonna never seize these bolts before we took down because they're gonna keep coming down, and we're just gonna hit this with a brake clean to dry it up. Okay, so we're just giving this a quick rinse down. Gonna let it hang and clean up my mess.
Yeah, Steve stepped in the oil. Usually it's me. I'm just glad he did it.
So we're gonna pull this up, get these two caught, and then I'm gonna get the other two caught, and then we'll tighten everything up.
How many bolts are holding us in? Four? Four? That's not so bad.
Wrapping it behind the shield here. I'm gonna start them by hand, and I gotta push the shield out of the way so I can get the gun in there. All right, so these are all started. I'm gonna tighten them all down. Okay. 1, 2. Those are all tight. We got our oil filter tight, our drain plug is tight. Everything's been cleaned and wiped down, and now's the time we're going to do an inspection under the truck, and on this particular one we're going to rotate the tire. Alright, so we got a 0W20 and we're going to slowly fill this thing up.
We just ran the truck.
And it's down, so we're going to put at least a quart in it. It's below the first dot, you can see it right down there.
Yep.
So let's get a quart in it, see where we are. Alright, we're going to put 1 quart in it. Alright, let's see where we are. So we got 6 quarts in. Looks like it's right there, right in the middle.
You probably go another half quart maybe.
Yeah.
So we were at 6 quarts?
It's 6 right now, yeah. So it said 6.2 quarts for the capacity. We've got 6 in. We're going to just give it just a...
Whisk more.
Yeah, we'll splash more. Alright, so we're not going to drop the oil cap. We're going to put it on. Because if you drop it, it goes all the way and sits on that shield. And how do we know that, Tony?
Because Steve dropped it.
Try this up here. Alright, so we've checked everything. We've checked our belt, our hoses, our undercarriage, all our fluid levels are up. So everything's good with it. It's basically a brand new vehicle. So everything looks good. We're going to do a light check on it, make sure the wipers are good, and that should finish it up.